Ladies and gentlemen of the media, welcome to the Orlando Pirates Media Open Day / press conference ahead of our weekend fixture on the 4th of February against the Mamelodi Sundowns at Orlando Stadium, kickoff at 15:30. I'll commence with the opening questions. I'll pose to both the head coach and as well as captain. Welcome to you both, gentlemen. Coach, if you can just give us just a brief on preparations ahead of this weekend's fixture, and if you can also just answer the same question in terms of the team, the players.
Good afternoon. One more week. More than 3 points to play again. It goes without saying that it's a special one. It's going to be an interesting game to see, I hope. And playing home, it's mandatory for us to prepare the game with the proper mentality, understanding that we're gonna meet a good opponent, but thinking our own duties, our own stuff, and looking for improvement after the last game we played against Gallants, and looking for the areas and departments where we need to do the things better. And in the end of the week, like I said, an interesting opponent ahead of us, in front of us, and nothing really special.
Good afternoon, everyone. From the players' perspective, it's been a good week so far. Good commitment in training. Like the coach has already said, a week like any other week, we're trying to improve and get better. So yeah, so far so good from us.
We'll now open for questions from the floor as per norm. By show of hand, please identify yourself as well as the media company you represent prior to asking your question. Yeah, we'll start there at the back. Please wait for the microphone. You are a Pirates circle. Thank you for that sometimes, but this is all on the Pirates circle.
Thanks, Tanya. Coach Teko from ENCA. In terms of the new players, I know Maru has been training with the team for a while, but Makahleli is sort of like it's very fresh. Are we likely to see them feature over the weekend? How long do you think we'll see them in action? That's
Supposed to be a press conference about the next fixture, and the first question is going to the new players. But anyway, happy to have more material in the squad, and we're working to make sure that they can be ready to be selected as soon as possible, like everybody else.
Benjamin Yerenda, Football Live, both to captain and coach. You have won 3 games in a row now. Sundowns have won 14 games in a row now. Do you think this is a tricky encounter for you to stop them from winning?
Yes, obviously, I think we are both teams in a good moment in terms of results. You don't win 13 games in a row if you are not doing the things well. You don't win even 3 games in a row if you are not doing the things well. So it's going to be a good test for both. One of us is not going to be happy in the end of the game, because we are both teams who are not playing for draws. So we'll see what happened. Like I said, 2 teams in a good moment, 2 teams full of quality and good players, well prepared, well coached, and the difficulty for both teams is going to be probably more difficulties than usually, but for both teams, in my opinion, we try to. I think those type of games help both to improve for the future as well, to see if you are going in the right direction, to see if you're gonna be sooner or later in the place where you would like to see yourself as a team. At least from my perspective, because the level of the challenge is going to be very good, very high. So really looking for those games, and when you play against a good team, you have the chance to not only look for the result, which is mandatory, which is our obligation, is also the possibility to improve. You know, that's how I see it.
So,
Can you ask the follow-up question?
no, it's not a follow-up. I asked the question to
I
both of
didn't hear
them.
it before because of the mic, so I'm asking you to
Okay.
pose the question.
You know, I was saying that you guys have gone 3 games unbeaten, winning. Sundowns have gone 14 games on a winning strike. Do you think this is a tricky situation for you, or a tricky game for you as a team, as Orlando Pirates, to stop them from continually winning and breaking records?
No, from the players' perspective, every game we play, we want to win, we want to get better, we want to perform and play well. So for us as players, ours is to focus on ourselves, make sure that we stick to the game plan and we play the match rather than the occasion. So for us as players, at the moment, the concentration is on us, trying to get better each and every day during our training sessions, so that we go out there and we win. We play to win all the time as Orlando Pirates.
Good day, Coach. I'm Khalo Makhale of FM Sports. Coach, of course, going into this fixture, past results don't really matter. You've played Sundowns 3 times already, twice in the MTN 8 and the game just before we broke for the new year. So, but now going into this encounter, are there lessons that you have taken from the encounters that you have faced so that you probably implement them to get away with the victory on Saturday?
Yeah, as you said, we know each other pretty well, even though every game was different. We speak about the MTN, we're talking about it's kind of a 180 minutes game, so different circumstances, different approaches in both. We have the opportunity, I think, thinking about our history this season, Sundowns Pirates, to see many different scenarios. An equalizer game, games where we were leading, games where they were leading. So we know each other pretty well in every different circumstances that you can face during the games. Like I said, I think both teams are well coached. What can I say about my team? But they are also so. I think we cannot repeat mistakes we did in the previous games. Otherwise, we will get punished. So we need to learn from those games and try to our intention, like Tino said, is just to improve and try to be better than our opponent. We don't want to be better than them. We want to be better than them on Saturday, because we know that all of the things that we know already about each other are gonna also play the game. So we need to be better in this moment, in this game during these 90 minutes in order to get the 3 points. So there's gonna be interesting tactical points, I'm sure, from both sides. And like I said, obviously we don't want to repeat mistakes we did, but we don't even want to repeat mistakes that we did in against Gallants just 4 or 5 days ago. So yeah, that's the point.
Coach Lorenzo from Mamelodi Sundowns. From a tactical perspective of US coaches and from a quality perspective of the players of Sundowns, where do they rank in terms of some of the teams that you faced as a manager, in terms of tactical ability and in terms of quality as players?
In every league, you will always find teams that, because of the identity, because of the style, because of the profile of the players, you know what's coming. You can prepare the game. How can I say, like in a solid way, because the team is consistent, like the team that we are talking about now. And then there are other games that the quality of the players is good or very good, but it's a bit more uncertain, to know what's going to happen. In this case, it's like the fact that you play home and maybe you meet any other team and maybe it's gonna change the approach, it's gonna change the strategies because it's facing Pirates or it's facing Sundowns. This is not the case. I think both teams are going to the field with their own plans, their own identity, and trying to dictate your own plan. And then it's a question of who is better during those 90 minutes to be the one who is dictating the things that are going to happen. So obviously the level of the players is so good. It's, like I said before, it's not by chance that they are in a very good moment after 13 games in a row leading. It means that they are doing the things well in every department, not only on the field. We like to face those games. We like the level of the challenge. We always want to play against the better teams or the best teams in the championship because that's the way to improve. And in that sense, it's going to demand to us our best version, to the players on the field and to the coaches as well, in order to prepare the game better than them.
Just remind everyone to please put on your masks, and those who are taking them off, we'll want them to please put them on correctly. Do you have any questions from this side of the room? Whoever hasn't asked, Temba, noted, and then.
Temba Shabalala, Joseph from Sports. Coach, matches between Sundowns and Pirates have always had excitement on and off the field, and coaches don't like the number of goals. For fans, a 4-0, a 5-3, a 3-0, it's what the fans want, but coaches don't want that. When you start setting up for this match, knowing that Sundowns has been on a winning streak, and I've just watched the end of your training session, the boys were looking good, they're happy. Where do you work on? Is it a mental thing or a physical thing, knowing very well that Sundowns is always giving you problems?
No, there's nothing special to do. Like I said, we play home, play in our ground. We want to be the one who decides the type of game that we are going to see. I have nothing against the goals, especially when it's my team who is scoring as much as possible. So I think it's going to be an open game. I don't think it's going to be boring or with both teams or any of the teams really trying to not concede goals or stuff like that. I don't think so. So nothing, like I said, there's nothing special. It gets more relevant because both teams are big, but the preparation of the game is not so different. We try to go to every detail that can give us a competitive advantage, and we try to go to every detail that can give us the possibility again to be solid, to not concede goals, to like in our last game, but we play for 3 points.
Hi, this one is for you, your main favor here from South Laduma. Just the other day we were here and we were speaking about Pirates not being able to score in the second half of games. And now, not only have you started scoring in the second half of games, you scored 9 goals in your last 3 games. From a player's perspective and from the captain, obviously, you see everything. What would you say has changed to Pirates now getting to a point where you guys are scoring regularly, regardless of which half it is in the game?
Yeah, look, throughout the season, we've always tried to score goals, regardless if it's the first half or second half. I think the only difference now is the ball is hitting the back of the net. It's not like there's something special they were doing from our side, that is helping us to score goals. So I think, like we said earlier on in the season, that there'll be a time where we're scoring goals more often, because that's what we are looking for each and every day, to improve and get better. And I think we're at that stage now, and it's only for the guys, for the team to carry on working hard, to push themselves, and we go on and on from here.
Noted.
Villa from SABC here. Coach, I know that you don't like helping individuals, but yes, last year you told us something, and I think it was around the time when you gave Saleh a chance, and he's never looked back ever since then. And in the last 2 matches, I think you given Terence a chance, and I think he's given you a goal, he's given you an assist. Can you tell us more about how intense are these kind of training sessions? Because I can imagine that the kind of player maybe that impressed you most during this long break that you had during the World Cup.
But what's the question?
Yeah. So the question, the importance of
Wait for the mic, please.
okay. The question is the importance of players grabbing their chance first, and what is impressed you most about them?
We live in a competitive environment, not only when we go to the matches. That's something that we should understand. We coming every morning, the players are coming every morning angry and hungry to train well, to express themselves on the field and show that they are prepared to train and they are prepared to understand the needs of the week, the needs of the game. Being a coach is not that easy, like just choose or select the best players or the ones that you consider the best ones. You have to select the ones that you consider the best ones to beat the opponent, to win the game that you are gonna face next. And in that scenario, like I said many times, I'm a lucky coach with a big squad full of talent, full of possibilities. The players are not machines; they are going through different stages during the season with different levels of confidence, fitness, and that's our responsibility to detect those moments in our players. When we gave the opportunity, the possibility for Monapule to come in was not how can I say, was not like throw the coin and see what happened. We knew that the boy was prepared for that, because there's like I said, permanently under our eyes, our monitoring during the week, and we know what's coming. Then the competition is what it is, and many things can happen, and sometimes things are not going the way we expect. With Terence is the same. He's doing the things well, like everybody else. All of the players who are available. It sounds boring, but it's the truth. It's difficult to select not only 11 players in this moment to start the games. Also, select 20 players to the list is very, very hard. But at the same time, it's a guarantee that the things are gonna work very well there on the field in the competition.
Yeah, Spiso from the SABC. Lack of goals. That thing was spoken about for a very long time here at the club, but obviously things have changed. Will you attribute that to maybe the arrival of the forwards coach Scott?
I did answer that question several times already. Nothing is a consequence of only one thing, one factor, and in the end, all of the things that happened on the field is a consequence of how can I say? Yeah, like all of the things that we do, every day. There's what I can say is that if something is true about the work we do here in Pirates, is that every staff member, every person who is around the players, which is the most important thing, is ready and have the possibility to contribute in the process. We have a space for everyone to try to help the players to shine, to perform, and to give us their best version. That's what we try to do. We don't have people in the staff only like what's the word? Flower glass is the word, or glass flower. I don't know how to say. Like just like a decoration. So everybody's contributing. I think the presence of Scott in the last weeks was good for everyone. He's a good professional. He's a very good person, and with a good touch with the players. So it's helping them to feel more confident. It's helping them to feel that we are working on it, that we care about them, and it's important for me that, like I said, everybody in the staff have the chance and the possibility to help the players. That's why we are here.
We'll take the final 3 questions that you have.
My name is Fesinka Butandi. The question had already been asked in about goals, but my colleague Fiso asked it now. But I think if the coach, without specifically crediting Scott,
if the question didn't ask him.
No, I just wanted to rephrase it. It's just for the coach to maybe explain to us. In the modern game, we've seen Danny McCarthy go to Manchester United, and we know before his arrival, the team wasn't scoring the likes of Marcus Rashford. And it might be too soon for us to start crediting Scott because he's been with the team for not even a month. But I just want the coach to explain to us the importance of having specialist coaches in teams in the modern game.
Very important. I think I did answer also this question before. Probably now we see the presence of the goalkeeper coach like something very, ordinary in a coaching staff, and maybe 30 years ago, no. And now it's part of the coaching staff regularly, and it's not only coaching the goalkeepers. He's helping us also with things like set pieces or defensive organization from the perspective of the goalkeeper. So day after day, there's the presence of much more specialists in the coaching staff than before. 30 years ago, probably the head coach was alone, or maybe with someone doing massage there after the training, and that's it. And nowadays, I don't know, we are 18, 19 in our coaching staff, something like that. So I think it's not going to stop there. But again, if we don't concede goals, it's not only because of the goalkeeper coach, it's because we defend well, we work on it, we prepare the game properly, and the goalkeeper coach contribute as well. But it's not only about that. So when we concede the goal, we score the goal, there's someone like this guy scored 1 goal not a long time ago, and he's not working with the striker coaches. So there's many things before we put the last touch in the net. But again, we need to find a way that everyone who is coming to our family have the chance to contribute, and we learn and we learn and we get used to work with those new specialists in the staff. Because in the end, if you bring someone here, but then it's not having the proper space and we don't know how to use it, it's just it's like a kind of a fancy thing that we have someone doing this. So if we have this role in the future with us or in any other department, we're gonna try always to get the proper output out of it.
My name is Omotum Kwena from Sunday World. My question is to the coach. Coach, can you make us understand as to why a player like Zakele Basa was loaned out, the reason behind that, and if he didn't or did feature in your plans?
Well, first of all, I wish all the best to Zakele. He's a fantastic guy and a very good football player. And like I said before, this is a competitive environment. We have I think 36 players in the squad, and there's no possibility to guarantee minutes to anyone. And I understand not only Sex, every other player who decides that he needs to play more, or he will find the possibility to get those minutes in a different place, is something that I have to respect as a coach and accept, and hopefully Sakele can show in Supersport the player that he is, and yeah, what else can I say? It's a normal thing in football, and especially when we talk about a big squad and quality squad like this, that it's difficult to how can I say, like give to the players what they really deserve. It's almost impossible. So sometimes the players decides to look for that reward somewhere else, and it's something respectable, and it's not going to be a problem.
Final question.
Coach, Michael Waleka from the Spanish Group. Coach, just a quick question. I know simply because we watched training camp with the team, will he be available for this game?
It's -3 Wednesday. I don't know who's going to be available for the next game so far. It's something that we will know on Saturday, just before the game, who is available or not. I'm not going to talk about that.
On that note, we've reached the conclusion of our press conference.